page, so no worries there. Don't think they can hear you. I think they can only hear me.
Okay, I was about to say it should be. We should be good.
Yeah. Uh, Hello everyone and
Although,
welcome. So yeah, we are live. So hello everyone and welcome. This is the official Wayfarer stream for Friday, May 4th. No, June 4th. Uh, we're doing great with time. I'm of course your host Ashton. I will be the scrivener for this Wayfarer game, and yeah. So first of all, if you haven't checked us out before, I would definitely look up Wayfarer. You know, but if you haven't, you can go to right there. Before we get into what Wayfarer is, so that way for two-player, I guess I would say kind of three-player pod because I'm actually the scrivener myself. Um, we have Game Grounds from Game Grounds' own stream, and we also have Unsummoned Skulls. So Game Grounds.
and great.
Unsummoned Skull. I also have a stream Monday, Thursday, and at Skull I do run different formats on Thursdays. So it's a different like alternative formats, and one of the ones that I run is Brawl, which is pretty similar to this.
Nice, nice, awesome. So these two will be in Wayfarers episode 1 of Arcavio Schools Out Forever. That's our initial, what we like to call our core set journey, which is our first initial release. It's based, so if you with Strixhaven School to Mages and all those cards, that's explain what Wayfarer is. So like, you might be asking yourself, story? What is this story that you speak of? Magic the Gathering is a not a cooperative game, it's a competitive game. That's actually what we decided to do when we came up with our designs for Wayfarer. We wanted to ensure that is a way to play together, going through a story that you normally couldn't do when you're playing Magic the Gathering. And with Wayfarer, you get your friends together, you grab your commander decks together, and you play against the scrivener, the person who is going to be telling the story for the adventurers, the Wayfarers, during this entire game that we're going to be playing. So, during the Wayfarer game, like I said before, yeah, what's up?
I was going to say, so how is that different from Arch Enemy?
So the difference between that and Arch Enemy, that's a very good question. Thanks, Coach. The difference between that and Arch Enemy, of course, is in Arch Enemy, you have one specific deck, and you're usually playing with kind of regular Magic decks as opposed to playing with Commander decks. Now, granted, you can play Arch Enemy with Commander decks as well, but in Wayfarer, we specifically built our setup so that we have new card types that allow people to play with things that are different in Wayfarer. There are ways that you can play in Wayfarer that are, I'm sorry, the features of Wayfarer include scene decks, which allow you go puzzles that are very story based that they can do. And solving these puzzles continues the next scene, and then the next scene after that, and the next scene after that. And in addition to those scenes, we also have individual scene decks that are for each scene, so that way everything is very thematic as you're going through the story. Now, for the players themselves, they also get something really kind of cool called a spoils deck. This is something that I use that I will give them specific randomized items out of the spoils deck that give them an advantage during their gameplay. Now, in a regular Arch Enemy game, you have to kind of just fight with what you have, and you don't get to, do anything kind of special. Well, on the player's side, for the Wayfarers, we've actually given them something really cool called Spark Emblems. And Spark Emblems are a really neat design that allows them special powers and things that I'll explain more as we go through the actual game. Because I want to explain things during the gameplay instead of just kind of an info dump in the beginning. But that's the basic overall understanding of what's going on there.
I will hear tutorial and 10-minute of gameplay.
Yeah, we've got 20 viewers on Twitch. If you don't mind.
Protecting, pumping them, and such.
Right. Yeah, mine is the pre-constructed AC deck. I think it was called Reap the Tides. And basically it's just large Tatio, play lands, gain life, draw cards, big spells. And there's just something about that I really like.
Apologies for everyone. I
Yes.
had to reload spell table really quick, so you may have seen some other stuff in the meantime. I apologize for that. Technical difficulties. We've got it back now.
Well, as long as it wasn't NSFW, right?
No, it's just the rules.
So, yeah, I'm not sure if there's anything else I can do here to really fix things, because the fine, but my stream
You're
all
moving
is
fine, but
yeah
super
kind of
choppy.
slow.
But
Yeah, you're kind of choppy. And I'm not sure
is
what's
it
going on
because
there.
on mine everybody's clear on my side of the spell table.
Mhm.
So is it do I look choppy on your version of spell table or is it just on stream?
I think it's on my spell table as well.
All right, well then you know what? Let me go ahead and see what I can do here to maybe fix that.
Yeah, I'm
Do
not
I
too
look
sure
choppy?
why. Just a little bit, yeah. I'm not too sure what's going on with that. Because
The show was more than a
was.
little
Oh
bit
wait, no,
chopped.
that's better now. Yeah, you're better now. It like
Yeah,
goes in
holding
and
your
out. That's
fingers
weird.
helps.
Yep.
Sometimes cameras go out of focus and your fingers and wiggle them better.
Yeah.
That. Okay. I mean, playing against green, probably be going wide. Just not that wide.
I can force it to be different though. So
I can hear you just fine. Yeah, it's just fine.
we're doing great. We're doing it.
Yeah.
All right. I cannot hear him, so I guess maybe it's me. So give me just a moment. All right. Hello. All right. So we're gonna go try this through a different browser this time. maybe we'll have less issue with that. So I have to actually fix everything on the screen share. Change that over to dispel table. That should work. Start a stream without something going wrong. Yeah, you're not kidding. Delete that layer, please. Thank you. Weird. Compatibility capture. There we go. Now everybody should see me again. Okay. Finally, we can get this started. Everybody's moving fine. Everything's doing great. We're doing great. All right. Awesome. So, and everybody can still hear me too, right? I'm sure. That's good. That's great. Yeah, I switched over to a different browser. I think it was just browser issues or something. I have no idea. But thanks everybody for being patient and waiting for us to get this all set up. I apologize for all the issues that we had so far. So yeah, so we were still talking about stuff. I think both of y'all were talking about what your emblems do, but I can also show that as well. But I do think I want to, yeah. Yeah, so the basic concept, yeah, like I said before, is I'm the scrivener. I play with my specific cards in a more story mode setup compared to arch enemy, right? Oh, you know what? I think I know what's going on. It trying to load up a bunch of music is actually slowing it down. That's kind of crazy. Ah, yeah, because it's like if I'm trying to stream the music in while I'm trying to stream you in, it's like doing double streams. So I'm going to have to turn the music off, unfortunately. Oh, well. Yeah. All right, yeah, so let's just go ahead and, yeah, let's go ahead and introduce Game Grounds. What is your deck and your Spark Emblem? Let's go over that one more time. Gotcha. Awesome. Yeah. Can you still see Game Grounds? Weird. Yeah, I dropped him again. I'm gonna reload real quick. All right, I'm back. We're gonna keep trying. We'll keep trying. It's weird because like it's trying to load you and then both of you and then somehow something else. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on. But this is the first time trying it this way. So, yeah, yeah. Wow, wow. Mm-hmm. Mm. Right. Yep. Checking that. Says the browser's got it going. I guess. Yeah, I know what's going on there. Give me just a moment. Yes, 30 is the correct life. It's just not coming to the browser.
So since they can't hear us, this is the part where we get to scream all kinds of profanities, right?
I'm a teacher. I usually don't do that. But...
Oh, please. I'm a Christian. I don't either.
All right, so I do believe y'all's
but you
sound should
can
be
bet
coming
I've
through.
had some fun with Cards Against Humanity.
Yep.
And frankly, the Christian and the teacher, we're gonna say the sickest stuff imaginable in that game.
It happens every time. It happens every time. You come in and you're like, you know what, guys, we're going to keep it clean this time. No, you never do. You never do.
Oh, we don't even expect that. It's just they know which one's mine because I'm just putting random sick stuff together to make
Oh, hey,
people
orange
laugh.
box.
There we go. Can you see me now?
Yes.
Yep.
Good, great. All right. I think I know another thing I can do to help this out, so give me just a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, I'm just along for the ride, so every
appreciate
twist
it.
and turn, I'm down for. Arms up, yelling we.
Because you put your hands up, playing that song, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, I think I know another thing I can do here. Maybe. Oh, you know, it's probably me too, now that I think about it. I get real small. Nice and small. How about bigger? Okay, bigger. Much better. I mean, just reducing the stuff that the game has to do is probably a thing. Oh, I don't need that output capture now that I think about it. That probably helps. So I think people can still hear everybody. Yeah, everybody's talking. That's good. Okay, yeah. This like I did a whole bunch of extra stuff. Okay, and now I can reduce all the other stuff to make this easier. And I appreciate everybody waiting this out. So I do think that the stream's a lot better now. People can see people moving. So yep, lights and all that. All right, so we can go ahead and get started here. Appreciate everybody waiting and all that while we get all the technical kinks out. But yeah, so the game starts out similar to a game of Commander where the friendos draw their hands, the wayfarers draw their hands. The scrivener will also draw my hand as well, but they can't see it because I've obstructed it from their view. They can show each other what they've got, work together on what they have. It's a cooperative format, so instead of having to hold a bunch of stuff and not play anything, or sorry, like just kind of hide things from each other, you can actively work together to progress through the scenes and stuff like that. And now the scenes that we've got currently in the mod, I didn't actually change, which I need to. So if you give me just a moment, I can actually add, because the scenes in here have they have something really cool that we've added to them recently, which is a bit more story beats on them, which I really like. So if you give me just a second here, I can actually add that.
Talking about teamwork, that is one of my favorite aspects of multiplayer games is players working together because it it decreases those feel bad moments where you're like, you drew that. Instead, it's, oh, thank goodness you drew that.
Right, yes. It's like, okay, now you drew this. I'm really glad because we can get through this, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this should be... Yes, there we go. The upgraded scene 1, which has on it special, what we have now, flavor text on the cards that actually gives you a setup of what's going on. So if we're going to play a story mode, what's the story, right? So what we have in Wayfarer that we call our releases are journeys. These are journeys that you make together with the other Wayfarers. And the first journey that we have, you are recruited by Kasmina to come to Arcavios, the plane that Strixhaven is on, and she would like your help with some stuff while you're there. So you want to show up at Strixhaven, but Kasmina won't let you because you might disrupt the students that way. Showing up out of nowhere is kind of really strange for planeswalkers to do. And she's instructed you to actually start at the edge where some beacons are that you can use to guide you toward Strixhaven without having to interrupt too much. Yeah, so...
I'd like to hear how that conversation went with the giant serpent.
Well, the commanders in Wayfarer are actually like your friends, so you've gotten to know them and you summon them during the game as your friends to help you out. So it's not like your commanders are you in like a regular commander game. You're actually the
We are
ones.
the
Yeah,
characters.
you are the main character. You are the planeswalker. That's why you have the spark emblem. So that's representing you in the game. And that's one of the cool ways that we did with Wayfarer to make this work. So yeah, so tier one commander decks. We've got the little flavor text there. Kasmina told you to use the beacons to find your way to an illusion. And then we have adjust life, which is something for me. Lets me know that I start my life at 20, which I still haven't changed yet, and I need to on the counter there. But then we have what goes on with the scene card, which is basically the scene's mechanics, like basically how you progress through the story. 3 beacon tokens. They're not creatures. They used to be. With twice X light counters on them each, where X is the number of Wayfarers. So for the 2 of you, it'd be 4. And then I get to secretly choose one, which here I will actually write down myself what I chose, and I can show it on screen later. I need to make sure to get my actual... I left my elsewhere because I do have infinite tokens. So I'll be using that to show what I wrote down. And then the other text on here says, if damage would be dealt to you... that source's controller, that needs a comma in there. That source's controller may instead remove that many counters from a beacon. So if you see here, I've got 3 beacons. They've got 4 counters on them. And you definitely want to take off, you know, you want to get rid of the right one, but you don't know. So one of the cool things we had built into this is that if you choose the correct beacon, an additional counter actually gets removed from it. So it's almost kind of like a Zelda puzzle where if you hit the right one and it makes a different sound, you know you've got it, right? So I don't necessarily have to tell you if it's the right beacon, but you can find that out on your own by solving that puzzle. And then, of course, when a beacon has no light counters on it, I sacrifice it. So once it's got no counters, it's gone. You beat up the beacon. And whenever a beacon leaves the battlefield, ready the next scene. And then otherwise, target Wayfarer loots the spoils. And when we get to that point, we'll go into what the spoils deck does and all the cool things that happen with that. And then our last bit of text on there is when the scene closes, sacrifice all beacons. So that way they're just not chilling there. I can remove that off the battlefield, so you don't have to worry about those cluttering everything up and all that fun stuff. So, yes, just to go over, I'll show you the beacons are chilling right there. That's really nice. That's going to be a lot of fun for you to try to figure out which one it is. And I need to get my marker real quick so I can write down which one I chose, and then we can get started with the actual game. So,
Awesome.
Yeah, so the way that Wayfarer games start, the Wayfarers always start first, and then I get to take my turn. And we'll go over that when that happens. So I'll be right back while you guys take your turn, okay?
To draw on first turn? I assume yes, because co-op? Just wanted to make sure.
The answer is very much yes.
Very much yes. Like it.
Yeah, it's a multiplayer format, so you definitely get to draw on your turn. So I can just sit here with the beacons on the screen because the other parts of the stuff you really don't need to know. Actually, I can go get my hand real quick.